Okay, so I'm really happy because the momentum is building. The love and yearning for peace can be felt in the spirit of all those beautiful comments that are just pouring out of your hearts. So thank you. And that is the idea, to permanently have people jumping on board so we can create this momentum where every day of the week at 8:18 p.m. your time, someone will be meditating with the intention for peace. Okay, so by now you already have a good recognition of your place of perfect peace, and you're willing to look within yourself for the answers. You have explored the idea that you're one with everything that surrounds you, that you are the creator. And now you have a first-hand experience of the power of the perspective that life is a dream when applied to one aspect of our day-to-day interaction, personal relationships. Although in this video we are going to start shifting our attention into world peace, the meditation that you are going to receive today is of paramount importance for you. Because the general idea we have is that in order to achieve peace, we must invalidate darkness. Duality has been an essential element in our development as spirits having a human experience. But the time has come for us to recognize our wholeness of being. The fact that we're not only one with everything that surrounds us, but everything comes from the same single source. For this recognition to happen, we must integrate darkness within and learn to accept and validate all points of view, all ways of being, everything in our reality. If we are to become whole beings, we have to experientially understand that darkness is simply a lack of light. We must first set aside all negative judgment and open the doors for compassion, since fear, hate, and all those disempowered expressions of spirit, it's all the same energy. They all come from the same source. Everything in creation is an expression of oneness, of unity, of love. So all these empowered expressions are simply the same energy, but crystallized through a system of belief that is not aligned with who we truly are. That's it. In the last video, I was telling you that after 6 months of being in bed after my paragliding accident in which I broke my 2 feet, my 2 knees and my back in 2 parts, I could barely walk and I was back in square one, in the last place I wanted to be. My heart and soul were full of light, but my reality was just meaningless. I just couldn't tell my dad to give me another 6 months, so I ended up back in mechanical engineering. It seems as I was walking a street with a cane towards a dead end. I needed to do something, but I wasn't sure what. It was a time of great confusion and difficulty. I had all these answers to what reality was all about, but for the first time in my life, I wasn't enjoying my existence. I could inspire people with my ideas of love and spirituality, but at the end, I was always left empty without any practical application whatsoever. Then, a friend of mine invited a couple of friends to spend 2 weeks on a private island on the coast of Colombia. It was a time that I was desperate in my spiritual search. I was reading all kinds of deep spirituality stuff, but I was not finding the link to connect everything with my day-to-day existence. But now I was going to get myself some time of fresh air and relax, without knowing that in this trip I will find the vehicle of my expression for this life. His island is just gorgeous, and we were just a bunch of young guys and girls having fun. In the main house there was this big drum, and with a couple of friends we just started jamming away since day one. By the end of our trip we have gotten so good at it that people were constantly asking for more, and the synchronicity of the 4 hours playing was amazing. Our creativity was soaring. We were now making music with our souls, and I understood then and there that I would be able to express what I really wanted through the beat of the drum. I had found my expression. I was now beginning my 4th year of a 5-year bachelor's degree program. It was time for my internship, so I arranged everything to go to Boston for 6 months, where I had a cousin that was telling me all about the beauties of America and was about to enroll into a music program. Music has always been part of my life. In school, I was always part of the band, and I was characterized by having the ability to learn to play different instruments with relative ease. By the time I came back from my internship, I had already connected the dots between the drum beat, spirituality, electronic music, and what was happening with the big celebrations in the rave dance community. Today, I know that music, dance, and entertainment is potentially one of the most powerful places for direct contact with human essence, mass awakening, and true experiential spiritual understanding. To the celebration of the awakening of the human spirit, of the festival of the remembrance of who we truly are. So it was time now for me to make a radical decision. I had finally figured out, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life. The only problem was that I was about to graduate from mechanical engineering, and the panorama was very clear. If I didn't make a change, I was going to end up living a life that didn't belong to me. And that was simply not going to happen. So I took my now almost 4 years journal with me, my most loving energy, and went to have dinner with my parents. Little did they knew what was crawling up their leg. They were obviously not happy with my decision of leaving my almost complete bachelor's degree to pursue a spiritual dream within the music industry. But thanks to God, I have been blessed with amazing loving parents, and they gave me the green light. The only thing was that my dad put it to me this way. He would pay for my music degree in Boston, but I was on my own. In front of me were to be the greatest challenges yet to come, but my spirit was soaring. I had found my expression, my path, and I was about to embark on the adventure of my life. If you have been following this experiment to the hilt, you are experiencing an accelerated transformation, which in reality is the same transformation that has been slowly emerging in Western society for the past 40 years, since the idea that we are the creators of our own reality first emerged. In 2006, with the notion of the law of attraction, this perspective started blossoming like a beautiful flower within our mass agreed upon reality. Today, this idea is sweeping through the minds of millions, and this has marked the beginning of humanity's awakening. The beginning of the most beautiful and amazing transformation that human history has ever experienced. We are awakening to a new paradigm, reclaiming our power as creators. We are ending a cycle of exploring the idea of limitation, the idea of separation, the idea of being biological beings surviving inside a vast universe we simply don't understand. We are finally transmuting the idea of being at mercy of uncontrollable forces and circumstances that have been shaping our lives and decisions for so long. For the first time in history, we are claiming full responsibility for our creations, for our response, for our lives, for our planet. And we can see it at every level, all around us, individuals, communities, institutions, countries, everywhere, reclaiming our power back, all across the board. Humanity's awakening spring is here. And this empowerment is the first step that will allow us to pass through the eye of the needle, so we can open ourselves up like a flower for the possibility of seeing this reality from another point of view, to remember who we truly are, mighty powerful spirits having a human experience, mighty powerful spirits sharing the dream of life on planet Earth, mighty powerful spirits capable of creating the most amazing realities yet to come. So now, the time has come for you to learn about true self-empowerment, which is basically how to learn to use the power of the illusion instead of being a slave to the illusion of power. And this is what this transformation is all about, because for thousands of years, and thanks to the survivalistic approach towards our reality and the narrow point of view we have been exposed on this earth plane experience for a millennia, we've assumed that power exists in the outside world, and so the human race have fallen under the illusion of power. We've learned to believe that things, people, circumstances and situations must be somehow manipulated, controlled, brought into the position that we desire them to be, in order for us to attain whatever is it that we want, giving away our power to such degree that we think that we have to control the external reality of everyone else's life in order to feel powerful within ourselves. This perspective has been our main source of misery, suffering, and war. Because when there has to be control by force in order to get anything, attempting to try to make our reality conform to our will, when power resides in the need for domination, in secrecy of information, the notion that power and control must be achieved and sustained for the sake of security, protection, ego, or greed, there is a continuation of limitation, struggle, and pain. Real power is simply having clarity about who and what you really are, what this reality is all about. What is it that you prefer? Letting go of the concept of who you think you're supposed to be and actually being who you truly are. True self-empowerment manifests when you acknowledge that you are a spirit having a human experience, and you're willing to act from the fulcrum that physical reality does not exist outside of you, but instead is created from you and through you, without a shadow of a doubt that life is just a continuation of your dream, of the spirit that you are, of the consciousness that you are. In other words, knowing that your consciousness is not within your body, but your body is within your consciousness. This acknowledgement gives you the realization that all power you need has always been within you. Even when you created situations in which seemed you were out of control, you were always creating the out of control situation. Real self-empowerment is the breathing and living of the knowingness that you are the creator, and expresses itself in a universe that will always respond to the frequency of vibration you are emitting. Knowing that you are as powerful as you need to be to have anything that you want, without having to interfere in anyone else's path, or hurt or force anything upon anyone. This is when you truly understand why is it that if you want anything in your world to change, you first have to change yourself. The sixth agreement is that you have to be willing to leave all negative judgment behind. You will always have a preference, which is simply the recognition of what you know is true for you. But the saying that you have probably heard, "Judge not lest you be judged," does not mean that if you judge, you're going to be judged by someone else in return. It means as you tune into the vibration of invalidating another's path, you are truly invalidating yourself. Because in the moment of your judgment, you start playing their ball game, and you immediately attach yourself to that vibration. You are judging your reality from a limitation that is truly within you, and now you are expressing the vibration you say you don't prefer. For example, imagine you're having dinner with some friends. Someone just jumps in and pays the bill and does not let anyone else pay. Let's say your definitions allows you to feel grateful, but perfectly in the same situation, there could be someone that, because of his own definitions, could probably feel threatened, incapable, compromised, and from his own limitations, he will judge in a negative way. As we mature in our spiritual path, judgment will be replaced by compassion, and here lies the secret to the heart. Because we are truly one and the same. All labels and all ideologies are simply different points of view of the same one thing. The greatness of creation of this multi-universe lies in diversity. There are infinite things in every culture that each other culture can blend, assimilate, and benefit from. Earth is our home, our planet. Globalization is fact, and we're reaching a crucial threshold where it's time for us to acknowledge the idea of unification. The idea of being able to pull different resources together so we can find a common synergy and work much more efficiently towards a positive outcome, rather than a fragmented survival ego competition for power, labels, or having the right method. The human race must take responsibility now and know that all of it is just a reflection of who we are. Unity does not mean that we should become homogeneous and lose our identifying characteristics. No, quite to the contrary. Unity is truly created when we grant equality and validity to the infinite diversity within our society. Each of us is unique for a reason, and we become stronger as an individual when we are supported by the community. We cannot have true harmony and peace if we don't have the strength of each of the individual components to support the whole. You are simply a particular perspective relative to all of the perspectives creation has of itself. That is what each of us is, and what creates the concept of individuality within the whole. But the unity we wish to experience upon our planet will be the result of granting equality and validity to the infinite diversity of the different cultures and ways of being upon our planet. Because there's truly no one way. If there were only one way, there will only be one person. Each and every one of the different ideas, the different methods, techniques, perspectives, and truths are simply different doorways, different avenues that we use as a methodology to tap into our inner self, to have the ability to unlock us from patterns that no longer serves us. That's it. But it's very sad to see that throughout history, diversity has represented more of a source of pain than anything else. Although most ancient religions and spiritual traditions have pointed to the same altruist common fundamental set of beliefs, our need for control and external power has made our differences and diversity the source of the greatest conflicts between individuals, nations, races, and all kinds of communities. The human ego is not just pleased with possessing the truth, but it has the tendency to judge, annihilate, and destroy any vestiges that run contrary to its own ideal. It has been a long and very difficult process for us to learn to accept, respect, and validate other points of view and ways of being. So the question pops up, how about those individuals and communities who choose a negative expression? Well, everyone is free to manifest their own relationship to the infinite in whatever way it feels right. But at the same time, everyone will experience the result of their own decision for exploration. So it all boils down to, what do you prefer to experience? Are you going to radiate a negative energy? Are you going to fight war? Or do you prefer a positive vibration? That is why we will never achieve peace by hating and fighting war. We will achieve peace by loving, expressing, radiating, and being peace. It's all one thing. We are all different perspectives of the same one thing. And in the celebration of our diversity is where we will find peace. So, get ready for an amazing journey. In today's meditation, you will be invited to integrate duality within. This meditation is a little bit longer than the others because you're going on a pilgrimage. And there is no need to do this meditation 3 days in a row. If in the first try your heart gets filled with compassion and you can hold the tears of understanding, then your work is done. If not, then do it again. In the next video, I will introduce desire as a vehicle that will awaken you and how important it is for you to follow your excitement and have a big dream for you in this life. The meditation will be all about world peace. It will be the culmination of your journey, and you will clearly see how everything fits into one holistic idea. In my opinion, it's the most powerful meditation of all. So, get ready because lots of surprises are coming your way. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your love.